Howdy everyone, Jeff Sangpil here, Qualsar CTO. As an open format technology, LTO, linear tape open, drives and media from different manufacturers are interoperable. So formatting guidelines are primarily managed through the LTO Ultrium format specifications. But there's some key operational and formatting guidelines for LTO that you should know about. First of all, no pre-formatting is needed. Unlike its predecessor LTO9, LTO10 has eliminated the need for a time-consuming pre-formatting or initialization process for new tapes. It's a major change that significantly improves operational efficiency for tape libraries and restores. And for those in the video business who have back pain because you sneezed this morning, it means you don't have to black your tapes in advance. There's a tilted head design. The reason the initialization process was ditched was made possible by LTO10's new tilted head design, which allows for intelligent dynamic alignment to place the data correctly on the tape. So how it's written on there, there's a concept called linear serpentine recording, which means things like guard bands and data bands. But like all previous LTO generations, LTO10 uses a linear serpentine recording format. The read-write heads write multiple data tracks in a single pass before reversing direction and writing another set of tracks in the opposite direction. So the increased tracks density of LTO10 writes data on 15,104 tracks. So you carry the 7, divide by how urgent it just adds up to a big increase from LTO9's 8,960 tracks to get that higher capacity for you. Hardware compression. LTO10 drives support lossless hardware compression, which is enabled by default. For compressible data, this can bump up a tape's capacity from 30 terabyte native on the new current tapes to as much as 75 terabytes compressed. For incompressible data, it passes through without being compressed. Now here's the fun. Did you know that video is already compressed? It always is. And what happens when you compress things? They get bigger. So for us video folks, I think we'll skip that. LTFS support. The Linear Tape File System, or LTFS, is a standard format supported by LTO10 drives. LTFS makes tape-based data as easy to access as data that's on a disk drive by allowing it to be mounted as a file system with drag and drop functionality. Having lived in the world of retrieving archives for so many years from tape, LTFS please. Or I'll start with the stories about TAR and LTO3, and nobody wants me to go there. Operational details. There's no backward compatibility. LTO10 drives cannot read nor write LTO9 media. Yep, you heard that right. It's a very big break from previous LTO generations that supported some form of backward compatibility. This change was necessary for the architectural improvements needed to achieve those LTO10 capacity gains. So when it's time to bump up to LTO10, there's going to be some things to think about, like repacking new libraries from old libraries might be a big time saver, because we all know that time is money. So cartridge handling. Standard best practices for handling tape media should be followed, such as storing tapes in a cool, dry place and in their protective cases. Proper handling prevents damage and preserves that data integrity. LTO tapes are one of the longest lasting media storage methods out there. But like my parents told me, if you don't take care of your things and leave them out, they're going to get ruined. Mold is a huge factor when it comes to magnetic media. Most people don't know this. You need to make sure you keep any magnetic media safe and protected. If you do that, you can have 30 years and the lowest total cost of ownership ever for data. That's all you need to know about LTO10.